well, it's like, what stock should I buy? And I believe in buying stocks of companies where you use the product. And Apple's got a competing electric vehicle car program, so I like Apple products, but I'm not going to invest in them because they've got a competing autonomous EV program. And so what's the other product that I use a lot? Oh, Twitter. Okay, so I'll put the money in Twitter. It's better than just having it earn negative 6% inflation situation. So I bought a bunch of Twitter stock. Not like I said, not with the intent of buying the company. Just it's better than keeping it in a money market account.
Do you remember how much you bought?
I think it was like 8% or something of the company. I'm talking to some of the board members, and then they said, "Hey, well, do you want to join the board?" So I was like, "Well, I generally don't want to be on boards, but because it's boring and I have a lot of things to do. But I do care about the direction of Twitter, so I'll consider being on the board." And I thought about it for about a week or so. And then based on the conversations that I was having with the management team and the board, I came to the conclusion, rightly or wrongly, that that if I joined the board, they would not listen to me. So then I'm like, okay. Then I would just be a quisling. I don't want to be some sort of just go along for the ride quisling situation. And if a collaborator effectively.
Right.
So, and it really felt like I was starting to feel like, wait a second, like weird. Something's not right in this. Something's wrong in the state of Denmark here. Something feels wrong about the platform. It seemed to be just drifting in a. I couldn't place it exactly. Just it felt like it was drifting in a bad direction. So then I was like, and my conversations with the board and management seemed to confirm my intuition about that. So then I was like, okay. But basically, I was convinced these guys do not care about fixing Twitter, and I had a bad feeling about where I was headed based on the conversations I had with them. So then I was like, you know what, I'll try acquiring it and see if acquiring it is possible. Now I didn't have enough cash to acquire it, so I would need support from others, from some of the existing investors. I would also need like a lot of debt, and so it wasn't clear to me whether an acquisition would succeed, but I thought I would try. And ultimately, it did succeed. So anyway, here we are.
But when you got there, and all of a sudden you own it, and all the data on the servers belongs to you. And
Well, it belongs to the people, in my view, but yes.
But you can see what it is, and you can see what they've been doing, and you can see who's been working there. You were shocked to find out that various intel agencies were affecting its operations?
The degree to which various government agencies were effectively had full access to everything that was going on Twitter blew my mind. I was not aware of that.
Would that include people's DMs?
Yes. Yes, because the DMs are not encrypted. So one of the things that we're about to release is the ability to encrypt your DMs.
That's pretty heavy duty, though, because a lot of well-known people, reporters talking to their sources, government officials, the richest people in the world, they're DMing each other. And the assumption, obviously, it was incorrect, but was that that's private, but that was being read by various governments?
Yeah, that seems to be, yes.
It's scary.
Yes, it is. So, like I said, we're moving to have the DMs be optionally encrypted. I mean, there's like a lot of DM conversations which are, just chatting with friends. It's not important.
Of course.
So we're that's hopefully coming out later this month, but no later than next month, is the ability to toggle encryption on or off. So if you are in a conversation you think is sensitive, you can just toggle encryption on, and then no one at Twitter can see what you're talking about. They could put a gun to my head, and I couldn't tell. I couldn't. That's sort of the gun to the head test. If someone puts a gun to my head, and can I still not see your DMs? That's the acid test.
Yes.
And that's how it should be if you want your...
Have you had complaints from various governments about doing this?
I haven't had direct complaints to me. I've had sort of like some indirect complaints. I think people are a little concerned about complaining to me directly in case I tweet about it. You know. They're like, uh-oh. So they sort of tend to be more roundabout than that. You know, I mean, if I got something that was unconstitutional from the U.S. government, I would say, my reply would be to send them a copy of the, First Amendment, and just say, like, what part of this are we getting wrong?
You have a lot of government. You have a lot of government contracts.
What part of this are we getting wrong? Please tell me.
I mean, it's a pretty. No, I'm just saying. But you're kind of exposed in your other businesses. So this is just in case our viewers aren't following this. This is not. You're not just like a journalist taking a stand on behalf of the First Amendment. You're a guy with big government contracts, giving the finger to the government in some way.
No, well, am I giving the finger to the government? I think that there. I'm not someone who thinks that the government is just sort of evil.
Right.
It's a large bureaucracy. There are people in government who are human beings, and they're people with good motivations, occasionally bad motivations. With rare exception, the people that I know in government have good motivations and just want to get their job done, and they actually believe in the Constitution, and so I think my opinion is actually most people in the government are good.
That's heartening to hear.
Yeah, it's rare for me to find someone in the government who I think is perhaps not good, but at the highest level of the agencies, there are political appointees, as you know. And the political appointees will have a political agenda, and so they, at the highest levels of the various government agencies, there is the ability to put a sort of a political thumb on the scale, even if the people operating the agencies don't agree with that. So that's something to be concerned about. I'd say I'd be more concerned about political appointees, I think, than the sort of people, the career people. That's been my experience, at least.